Okay, we're in, boys.
Bosco! Free anti-mind control helmets for the first 50 lunatics to come out of hiding!
I've been telling you, little pals. He's just plain vanished.
We'd better look around the joint for clues.
Good plan, Sammo. Guess that's why they call you guys in for the brainy stuff, and leave the senseless violence to the likes of me.
I deeply resent that comment, Mr. Paper.
Yeah, Flint. We're gonna have to join together and use every detective skill we know to find Bosco.
Well, that's a no-go. Any more ideas?
Let me think. Can you believe we're on a real detective case with Flint Paper himself?
Quiet, Sam! I know he's going to just spontaneously crack the case wide open any second now.
What are you staring at, fellas? You're making me nervous.
I didn't think so at the time, but now I've got to admit it. It was worth driving all the way back to Germany to return your soul to your zombified husk of a body.
Oh, geez, Sam, don't get all mushy on me in front of Flint Paper.
We've got the run of the whole store, Max. Anything you feel like looting?
You'd think I would, but nothing's really calling out to me.
I wonder what happened to Bosco. What does it all mean?
I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation for all of this, Sam.
You're right, Max. Wait. When have we ever had a rational explanation for anything?
Exactly. We're way past due for one.
Keep thinking, Max.
Oh, right. Thanks for the reminder.
We can't get in until we get past this laser grid.
To get past the laser grid, first you have to forgive the laser grid.
The freezer's Bosco free. A painful reminder of the Bosco-shaped hole in our hearts. Hey, Flint.
Found anything yet, Sammy?
Still working on it. How long has Bosco been missing?
While you were in Schnitzeltown making chummy with the undead, there was a ruckus in the back of this dive. After that, the B-Man took a powder.
Why were you keeping an eye on Bosco?
A going-away present for my old partner. God rest that bastard. First case he ever had, 40 years ago, and never solved. Some doll who wanted to keep an eye on this Bosco mook. Said he'd done her wrong, and he had to take the fall.
Stick around, Flint.
You boys know where to find me.
I've always wondered what Bosco keeps hidden back here.
I've always wondered if he's wearing pants back there.
It's Bosco's My First Moai Head toy. Wow, it's everything we needed to solve last year's hypnotism conspiracy.
Whew! I'd kill for a time machine right about now. Of course, I'd kill for just about anything.
It says the code is in my head.
We better find it soon then. It must be getting lonely.
Let's have a look at your x-ray, Mr. Moai Head. We'll see what's causing that persistent tinnitus.
Prognosis, Sam?
Either this toy has a tumor the size of an overfed cat, or it's too dark to read it. All that paranoia, and he couldn't even save himself. Are THEM really out there? Just an enlarger, no big thing. It doesn't enlarge X-rays. No clues here. Nope. It looks like...
Say it?
It looks like Bosco's as clever as you are at cutting-edge intellectual humor.
You gotta admit, that is pretty funny.
It's the x-ray I took of Bosco's Moai head. A piece of paper inside says 531-8008.
You did it, Sammo.
Let's check in the bathroom for more clues. Let's see if there's anything in the bathroom to tell us where Bosco's top-secret bunker is. Or maybe the bathroom is his top-secret bunker.
This is exactly where I'd want to spend an apocalypse.
I sense that something terrible happened here.
Ho ho! You don't know the half of it.
Bosco's been ordering nothing but baking soda and paper mache. The Bosco Tech Drain Liberator 6000. I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
Not after seeing what it did to that sludgy delivery guy.
The sound alone still haunts my nightmares. Hot toilet wine. Everything Bosco would need to survive for months. Keep looking for clues, Max.
I'm on the case.
A nice aged bottle of Nippy Valley.
Nippy Valley Woof. For party time or any time.
Some idiot left the cork out, Max. It turned to vinegar. If you explode it, they will come.
And if it's brown, flush it down.
Bosco's disguises, each more offensively ludicrous than the last. Baking soda plus vinegar equals eruption.
Sounds hot, but they didn't leave a phone number.
Rampaging Roy Neary with a meat and two sides. Recognize that from Easter Island, Max? It's a model volcano.
I'd say it's downright exemplary.
Not big enough. Bigger.
Ugh, sheesh. Even bathrooms aren't safe from natural male enhancement spam.
There's no way I'm touching that towel. Not after all the people who've been using it.
But Bosco and I are the only ones who ever come back here.
Exactly. I don't know how to open the barrel.
What was that for, Sam?
That barrel was looking at me funny. And the school board said our cases had no educational merit.
Do it again! Do it again! What's that noise?
They've come for us, Max. It's THEM.
Good! About time we found out who's responsible for this travesty.
Look, I can explain.
Did you get a haircut, Bosco? There's something different.
Finally see a doctor about that, personal problem?
You guys done?
Yeah, that's all we got.
Good. Now shut up and help me!
What seems to be the problem, Bessie?
That elevator over there! It's horrible! I went inside looking for THEM, but when I got out, I saw my mother! It gets worse. I ran out of there fast as I could, and when I came out, I was like this! You gotta fix it, guys!
What are you doing on an alien spaceship?
I got tired of being scared of THEM. I finally said, bring them on! I built this device that let me predict where they were gonna show up next, then I let them come on and take me.
So, did you get udders, or are you a boy cow?
That's none of our business, Max. What happened next, Bosco?
I used the device on myself, to test it. After that, it's all a blur.
Where's this THEM detector device you were talking about?
I don't know. I must have lost it in that elevator after I got turned into this thing.
What is this place, Bosco?
You guys still don't get it? This is it. The center of the entire operation of THEM.
Kinda sparse for the headquarters of a sinister cabal bent on world domination.
You don't need much room when you can go anywhere you want through time and space.
The place seems pretty empty. Where are THEY hanging out?
I don't know, but you can bet they're around here somewhere, just waiting to probe us and turn us all into freakish animal-human hybrids.
Bosco, Sam is standing right here.
What's with all the volcanoes back in your store?
Guys, try to keep up. Haven't you figured anything out yet? The volcano is what summons the spaceship, fools!
Sam, is it my imagination, or are we being scolded by the guy who's half cow?
Don't go anywhere, Bosco.
Now where am I gonna go looking like this? Help me get back to normal, guys!
Normal? We'll get you back the way you were before, but we're not promising more than that.
Looks like some kind of weird alien radio. It's the elevator's emergency recall button.
Bosco's again? How'd we end up back here?
Judging from the lack of safety railings and ready availability of guns and ammo, I'd say we've gone back in time. Seems to be sometime in the early sweet mother of mole sauce.
You fools gonna buy something, or do you want to make a baby?
Well, now. You must be Mrs. Bosco.
That's Ms. Bosco. I don't want any part of your oppressive patriarchy.
Fair enough, ma'am. Miss, you.
Who are you?
Sam and Max, freelance police.
Finally, the police. Maybe you can help me catch that fool.
We're here to help your son.
I don't have a son. You think it's not enough I'm a businesswoman and inventor? A woman's only useful if she's got a son.
It's not that. We're friends with him.
Well, acquaintances.
We know him.
We've spoken to him more than once.
Doesn't matter. I'm not defined by my children. But when I do have one, she's gonna be the most perfect little angel.
Which fool did you want us to catch exactly?
That man who just came in here yelling about conspiracies and busting up the place.
Bosco always did know how to make a memorable first impression.
Can you tell us more about the man who trashed your shop?
He took one look at me and screamed.
That should narrow the list of suspects down to any man with eyes.
Then he stumbled back and ran right into my baby maker.
Ouch!
We can't take the case, but we'll keep an eye out for your vandal, Miss Bosco.
I swear if I ever find him, I'm gonna make sure he gets no pleasure in this life.
Oh, I haven't heard a tale of motherly love like that since the Manchurian Candidate.
What was that you said about making a baby?
I'm made uncomfortable by this line of questioning, Sam.
That's just because you're scared of a world where career-minded women don't need to be tied to a man to have a family. This ain't the past anymore. It's the 1960s. They can talk about putting a person on the moon, and I can invent a baby-making machine.
Well, how does this baby-making machine work?
You just take a DNA sample from the mother and the other person and combine them in that machine. Let it bake a couple hours, and you've got a beautiful baby girl. Or boy, I guess. I've already got my own samples in there. I'm gonna test it out tonight after closing.
How do you get the DNA samples?
Isn't that obvious? Saliva, fools!
Well, naturally.
Oh, of course.
Where'd you get the father's sample?
Oh, him. Well, I was just in Washington, D.C. for a special occasion, and when I was touring the White House, I met a nice man in a dark suit. He was polite and didn't say much. Seemed like his spit was as good as anybody else's, so I picked him.
See you later, Miss Bosco.
We're gonna pick up some swingin' 60s chicks and start a groovy hullabaloo.
Men.
Cut it out, Max. You don't even like girls.
Oh, right.
You got a problem with women?
Nah, just never interested. With all the general malice I have to get done in a day, girls are just a huge waste of time.
I have never been as turned on as I am right now.
What?
You just never found the right woman, and I never found the right man. Forget the baby maker.
Catastrophic temporal anomaly detected.
Run away with me, Max, my white stallion.
Curse my irresistible animal magnetism.
Miss Bosco, I really think you should reconsider.
I can already see us, living next door to that nice detective.
Well, it would be nice having someone to do my laundry.
You don't even wear clothes.
And yet, I always end up with so many blood-stained shirts. 'Tis a mystery.
Think of your children. What about that?
I won't need kids once I have the love of my Max. He'll be my new little pet project.
Max just isn't that into you.
Oh, geez, Sam, show a little tact. What he means to say is, there is absolutely no way, no how I would ever be interested in you until the day the Earth is consumed by the flames of our exploding sun.
You say that now.
Max is belligerent, recalcitrant, and quite possibly psychotic.
So you're jealous, is that it? Want to keep him all to yourself?
I never knew you felt this way, Sam.
Temporal anomaly detected.
Shut up. It's not like that. Max doesn't even like girls.
They're a nuisance at best.
Hasn't been interested since... When did that start exactly?
I think it all goes back to that time we were... No flashback? Okay. Well, it's been ever since junior high. I'm a bad seed. I can't be faithful to just one woman.
Oh, I'm enough for at least a dozen women. You dog, you.
We're from different worlds. I'm from Earth, and you're from the freakiest planet of the freak system.
Opposites attract, baby. You're the only man not falling over himself to get me.
I'm president of the U.S., and you'd make a lousy first lady.
You just don't know what you want. I may not be the first, but I'm the last lady you'll ever need.
I'm married to my career.
They had the ceremony in Canada because it's legal there.
All those excuses you keep making just prove you need me.
Just looking at you repulses me.
And that's from a guy who has a 12-volume scrapbook labeled Things I Have Shed.
You can try to push me away, but I know how you really feel.
Look, lady, you just don't get it. I'm just not into you.
Keep on protesting. It just makes me know you're the one.
Hey, Max, remember that old carbon dater we got from Sybil last year?
Yeah, we gave it to Bosco so he could keep scanning his weenies.
Looks like he's made some modifications to it. Looks like a weird bread-making machine.
Don't be silly. That's my baby maker. You take a spit sample from the mother and one from the father, mix them together in that machine, and then out comes a happy little bundle of perfection.
Finally, somebody explains how that works.
That's not the generally agreed upon method, Max. This sample has been completely contaminated by milk. It'll have to be replaced. What's this?
It's my chemical sampler. Get somebody to spit on it, and it gives you a sample test tube for the baby maker.
Mind if we borrow it?
Go ahead. I already got all I need.
A nice aged bottle of Nippy Valley brand vinegar.
Ah, some idiot left the cork in, Sam. It's still wine.
Let's just let that breathe for a few decades, Max. We're better to crunch numbers than in the John.
What was that?
It printed a time card with a presidential seal and some strange numbers. It printed out a card with the Intergalactic Freelance Police logo. Sounds intriguingly futuristic.
What do you think you're doing?
You know, the usual. Traveling through time and stuff.
Override. You've caused a catastrophic temporal anomaly. You're going back to the ship so you can think about what you've done. Just look at what you did.
Sam, what's a catastrophic temporal paradox?
That!
What the hell did you guys do?
Max, when you made Mama Bosco decide not to have a baby, that meant Bosco was never born.
But if Bosco was never born, then we never would have gone back to meet Mama Bosco in the first place. Neat!
Are you fools just gonna stand there explaining everything, or are you gonna fix me?
Sheesh! Give a guy a cool cow body, and all of a sudden he's the owner of the time stream.
Moo!
Did you miss us?
What have you two been doing all this time?
Hanging out with your mom.
Real classy guys, fine. Don't help me.
Feeling better, Bosco?
I don't know you guys. I still feel kinda distant. What did you guys do?
We kind of made it so that you've never been born. Whoops.
But being born is one of the greatest things I ever did. Fix it, you fools!
Existence isn't something you can just ask for, Bosco. You've got to earn it.
How's life as a paradox treating you, Bosco?
It sucks, man. I want to exist all the way again. Do something!
How is this THEM detector supposed to work again?
It's a highly sophisticated technology that works based on a target person. You scan somebody with it, then use that to open a new destination for the time machine.
Finally, a straight answer. I don't know why they started outsourcing tech support to store owners on spaceships.
Can you describe your father for us?
Man, I thought you guys were detectives. Haven't you figured out I was a test tube baby? My mama didn't need a man. I got everything from her.
Where'd you get your paranoid fear of giant invisible conspiracies out to kill you?
That's a chemical imbalance that's all mine.
Are you sure you can't give us any leads on your father?
Mama mentioned once she met him at the White House.
We're on the case, Bosco.
We've got to go break up with your mother.
I told you guys, cut it out!
It printed a time card with Stinky's logo on it.
What do you two want?
It's the one true Stinky.
Are we glad to see you?
Why?
Still, it's a new person to talk to.
Look, Sam, it's us as impressionable preteens.
Exceedingly well done.
Hey, Stinky.
Are you the parents of those two parasites?
Well, not exactly.
Although we do still have a time machine, so I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility.
That's gross, Max.
I'm just saying.
We bring a warning from the future.
In about 25 years, you're going to be murdered.
Murdered my swollen pancreas. I once wrestled 4 rabid grizzlies while standing on the back of a rutting alligator while being pelted with Karari-tipped darts and fighting off a case of irritable bowel syndrome. I'd like to meet the man who could murder old Stinky.
Hi, I'm Max.
Honest, Stinky, we're detectives and we've seen all the evidence. You're gonna get offed.
When? How? And who's going to do it?
Well, we don't know exactly.
Detectives is really more of a catch-all term for guys with guns.
Some woman claiming to be your granddaughter has taken over your restaurant.
Granddaughter my cleft palate. I never had any children.
Really? A cantankerous, misanthropic, hairy old cuss like you would be great with kids.
Perhaps. Someday.
Yeah, I don't want to rush you, Stinky, but if you're planning kids, you're going to have to get on that pretty quick.
We're from the Public Health Board.
Almost none of the vermin in this establishment are wearing federally approved hairnets.
Government types. Pah! Weak and pathetic, the lot of you. You can't even begin to comprehend what I'm doing here. My dishes will challenge the weak and weed out the inferiors like you jelly-jawed lip-flappers. Only the strongest will survive. It will be glorious!
So, are you going to show us to our table or what?
How are the 80s treating you, Stinky?
What are you two still doing here? No animals allowed in my diner.
It's okay. We're service animals.
Good we be seated already?
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
We're being discriminated against, Sam.
We want to order something.
Too bad.
We'll take a pan-fried red panda with... What?
Can't you see? I'm so close to perfecting my gooey molasses tar cake. I can't be arsed to cook for you hooligans when I got so much cooking to do.
What's a gooey molasses tar cake?
It's based on my ancient family recipe. But my proud, knuckle-dragging forefathers never thought to use my secret ingredient.
The blood of innocence.
Nutmeg.
You're both wrong, and you're both stupid. It's the one thing no one has ever thought to use before.
I'll test your tar cake for you, Stinky.
Sam can and will eat anything.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? To just waltz into a restaurant and order something to eat. You're just trying to find out my secret ingredient. Well, you won't, because it's the one thing no one has ever thought to use.
Thanks for the chat, Stinky.
Just go away and die.
But most of all, thanks for just being you.
Looks like Girl Stinky was telling the truth for once. The gooey molasses tar cake really is an old family recipe. Hey, little guy. What are you scamps up to?
I'm only playing Bluster Blaster, the newest and best video game ever made. Duh.
Nice try!
What's so great about this video game?
Are you kidding? This game is the only thing that really understands me.
You rock hard!
See what I mean?
I vaguely remember something very important about this day. What was it?
There was my party. Duh.
Don't forget that prom and after-prom kissing retreat tonight, Max.
Boring.
Great job! You're getting better!
That prom sounds like a fun and informative time for a young person. Why aren't you there?
Couldn't you get a date? Loser. You're the loser. Loser. No, you are. Jenny Tellerico asked me to go, but I turned her down. She just doesn't get me like Bluster Blaster does.
Great move! You almost dodged it!
Shouldn't you kids be doing something constructive? Or at least less nerdy?
Today I get to do anything I want.
You do anything you want every day, Max.
You're the best!
Why don't you kids go outside and play?
Why would I go outside when my best friend's in here?
Gee, Max.
Oh yeah, Sam's here too.
You're radical!
Wouldn't it be healthier to get your validation from other people?
People are dumb and they just don't get me.
You're the greatest!
See, it's like the game knows what I'm thinking.
Playing that game so much is unhealthy, little guy.
You're awesome!
Unhealthy to hear the truth? I don't think so.
Wasn't Jenny Tallarico the girl who had a crush on you for years, Max?
I don't know. I never noticed. They call her Jenny Tungarico because she'll kiss anybody and she uses her whole mouth. Grody! Grody!
There's lots of neat stuff about girls. You'll realize once you take that first step to adulthood.
Why bother? I've got everything I need right here.
You're the best!
Just say no, little buddy.
Word up!
Hey, champ, what are you working on? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
But we're strangers who have candy and cool guns you can play with.
Well, that should be okay. I'm working on my new arcade game, Bluster Blaster. What are you doing with Bluster Blaster? I built him from a kit. Now I'm just working on the AI.
Now I remember. You used to be a total nerd, Sam. Funny, though. All this time we've spent talking to the cops, and you never once mentioned you're the guy who built Bluster Blaster.
Just never seemed relevant, I guess. What's wrong with the video game? It's fine, I guess. But with only a 1 megahertz processor and this 8-bit I.O. adapter, The AI doesn't get enough cycles. Can the dork lingo, Chubbs. Just give me the recap. It'd be easy enough to download a new AI, but I haven't found one that's any good. Shouldn't you kids be outside playing or dating or whatnot? Outside? It's 8 o'clock at night.
When I was your age, I would have set fire to at least 4 different categories of things by this hour.
Nuh-uh. You would have been playing that video game all day, just like he is.
Don't you sass me, boy! You're lucky that you grew up to be the only one who knows how to use the time machine, kid.
Aren't you worried you're turning into something of a,
Dweeb? Doofus? Dorkwad?
Who cares? I don't need you guys or anybody else. Max never calls me names.
That's right, Poindexter.
Good shot.
Wouldn't you rather grow up to be as cool as I am? With a boss car and a detective job and a huge gun? Would I have to be as fat as you too?
Temporal anomaly detected.
You got lucky, punk. There's got to be something more constructive to do than work on this game all night. Well, there is that prom at the school tonight. This year's theme is Summer of Awakening Desire. Lame.
Lame.
Well said.
A smooth kid like you must have dozens of girls wanting to go to the prom with you.
Don't lie to the boy, Sam.
No, all the girls are into Max because he's mean to them. And also he doesn't complain when they dress him up in their doll clothes.
Ah, the precious memories.
Let's stick to one neurosis at a time, Max. Make good choices, son. Didn't you guys say I could play with your guns? We lied, kid.
Remember this. It's a good life lesson.
Can I borrow that screwdriver? Well, as long as you promise to bring it back. I hate to think what would happen if I had to stop working on computers. Sure thing, kid.